I've got a brand new mug for today. This is my other favorite mug. I'm like so obsessed with mugs. So yummy. You guys know I have to have my coffee and stuff. It's like coffee time with ROXIE. So how are you? I hope that you like this new format. I'm gonna do a lot more of this kind of like recording, more in like this space in my place. I just love it. It's so warm, it's so inviting. And I feel like it's super appropriate for the conversation that I want to have with you today. So recently I released a video on my channel where I was talking about how I went from essentially like being like a complete gym rat at one point in my life, and just how I used just self-growth and just self-improvement in order to glow up. But for me, glowing up is so much more than just the exterior. And that's a point that I really want to drive home. I had made a post on my social media, kind of like mirroring the video that I did recently. And I think that some people interpreted that I saw like myself as flawed because of the fact that I looked a certain way due to the life that I lived in, that now that I fixed myself up and all this other external stuff, that I feel like I'm so much better. And that's not even it. That's only like a small part of it. To me, the glow up process that has really helped me was all about more of the internal work that I did. And that internal work is what you guys are all experiencing and seeing, and the warmth and the happiness and the, you know, the energy that's exuding out from me is what you guys are seeing manifested from that work. So I thought it would be really good to do more of a lesson, kind of classroom type of video today, where I talked about, where I'm going to talk about 10 things, 10 tips, 10 steps that I took that I want you to consider and to take as well if glowing up is something that you're looking to do with your own life. And it's so appropriate right now because here we are in December of 2019, and we are about to embark on a new decade, a new year and a new decade. And so let's have that conversation about how you can go forward in this next year in a way where you feel empowered. Most importantly, the direction that I'm taking my business, my brand, my company, and my message is one that's really rooted in the fact that fitness can impact all areas of your life if you allow it to. So many of you have found me, so many of you are here because of the fact that you wanted to improve your fitness. You might have searched for terms that were, how to lose weight or how to build muscle or how to get on a stage and how to start competing, and you landed right here. And it was of no coincidence that you're here. My message to you is that let's go ahead and think about all of those things, but let's also look at fitness in a way that's going to help you to grow into the best potential that you can be on this planet while you are still here, alive and kicking. If you are totally new to my channel, I want to welcome you. Make sure that you subscribe right now and hit the bell notification so that when I do release new videos, you absolutely do not miss a thing. If you're a returning subscriber, hey, what's going on? I'm so happy to have you here. I'm so happy to serve you in this way and to really just inspire you to reach the next level in your fitness journey. No matter what, if you're new or if you're returning, please take a moment right now to give this video a thumbs up, because when you do that, it allows this to be seen by more people and helps me to spread my message. Stick around till the very end of this video if anything that I say is touching you right now and you feel compelled to do something. You want to get up and you're like, yes, I really want to have ROXIE specifically help me to get to that next level. I'll tell you about how we can get that started and get you right on the path to your new self, your glow up. If you are joining me for the very first time, my name is ROXIE BECKLES, and let's go ahead and jump right in. So let's talk about the first step that you need to take in your glow up process, and that is having a mindset shift. I used to be the type of person that was always very worrisome about everything. And although I could be very optimistic, I also had a little bit of pessimism as an undercurrent to my life as well. And I really had to learn how to see things in a positive light. I had to learn how to not expect the worst of things to happen to me all the time. And when I really started to shift my mindset around my life and how I live it and what I wanted to see manifested in it, things just shifted in such an amazing way. For so many of you in this fitness journey, you've only been really like akin to knowing failure. Like being on the same diets over and over, trying to lose the same couple of pounds, trying and failing at changing your bodies. And I know how incredibly frustrating that can be, and it can really play tricks on your mind. And it kind of can leave you in a place where you're skeptical whether or not anything can help you. If you do not have a mindset shift and start thinking about things in the positive and really start giving yourself a fighting chance to win, start getting out of your own way, then you're never going to be able to glow up and change. So step one, have a mindset shift that's going to help you to move forward towards your goals. The second tip that was really, really helpful for me in my glow up process was really owning having a mental and emotional balance within my life. I had to take a look at the people, the things, the content, the music, the messages that I was consuming on a daily basis that was essentially keeping me stuck in a specific mindset. Like, it's so easy to be influenced by the things that we take in and the messages that we allow into us and how they can have an impact on the way that we think and the way that we feel. And when I started to really clear my space around me, clear the people around me, and making sure that the people that are around me support me in my efforts, support me in my goals, but also are not afraid to call me out when I needed to be called out. When I started to like listen to like certain kinds of music and stop turning off other things, when I stopped following certain people on social media and started to fill my social media with things that encouraged me, it just really helped me to find a lot more mental and emotional balance in my life that has helped me to go forward when it comes to my goals and overall glowing up in my life. So one of the things that I want you to do is take a look at what you are consuming. What is your daily diet? What is the stuff around you that can have an impact on you? Flush out the things that you don't need. Surround yourself by the things that make you feel good and that also give you a sense of responsibility and accountability towards your goals and help you to keep moving forward. That is so important. Tip number 3 is really connected to tip number 2. And this was a hard one, but it's an important part of your glow up process, your level up process. And that is owning your SHIT. Own it, honey. One of the things that we really hate to do is to look at our flaws because it just makes us feel as though there's something wrong with us. But I don't think that flaws are necessarily that. When you are fully aware of what your pitfalls are when it comes to your training, your nutrition, and your mindset in this game, when we're talking about glowing up and leveling up to, in that respect, then you can start to tackle the things that have been holding you back from seeing the results that you want to see. When you own your stuff, when you own your SHIT, you have to hold a mirror up to yourself and say, hey, look, this is what's wrong. This is what needs to be fixed. And from there, you can create solutions. And as a coach, that's essentially what I do for my clients. Let's not get it twisted. It's really hard for us to really put ourselves in a place of accountability and responsibility to ourselves, especially when we have to look at our flaws. Sometimes you need that outside person to tell you, hey, look, this is what's going on, and you either fix it or you remain the same. And that's enough impetus to actually do what you have to do. So own your stuff. Own your SHIT so that way you can move on and be glowing up to your absolute best, to the next level. Tip number 4 is a crucial one to me, and I hope that it can become that for you. And that is including a practice of meditation and prayer. Now, before you get yourself in a bunch, if you're not the religious type, I'm not telling you to get on your knees and pray to a God that you don't believe in. But we all have something that we believe in that keeps us going when we get up in the morning, or what keeps us motivated on the road ahead. We all can also agree that taking moments for yourself to meditate, to include some kind of mindfulness in your daily life and daily practice, is a really great thing to help to keep you centered and grounded. For those of you who are part of any religion, I myself, I am Christian. And so I pray to God. Like, that's what I do that helps me to really remain grounded in myself. But outside of that, I also meditate. And meditation is a practice that I've put into place with my clients when they come and work with me. See, when you come work with me, it's not just like, here's your diet, here's your training. It's coaching and it's mentorship. And it's really improving and enhancing your life. So with my clients, we do guided meditations. And if you can't sit down and meditate for like a couple of minutes because your mind starts to wander, get some guided meditations. They have so many of them online, and they can help you to really just bring out parts of yourself that need to be honed in order for you to reach your best. I used to also be the type of person that was always stressed out about everything. My cortisol levels were high. I would wake up in the morning with like a lump in my throat because I had so much anxiety about things. Meditation and prayer have helped me to really get that stuff out of the way and to just become a more calm person in general. Even in the face of stress, I'm able to handle it a lot better, and therefore I can make clearer decisions about my next moves. So meditation and prayer is an important part of your glow up process, and I implore you to start to include it. Now, the fifth tip that I'm going to give you is talking about the external, and that is redefining your style. One of the things that I started to notice about myself is that I seem to be stuck in the past with my old clothing and the stuff that I used to wear, things that I wasn't wearing at the time when I realized that I needed to just change my life around. And I just one day got rid of everything. I got rid of the things I didn't wear, the things that didn't fit. And I started to bring pieces into my wardrobe that really defined where I am in my life at this moment. Now, for those of you that are out there that are not shopaholics, I mean, you're going to have a whole mind-blowing revelation when you do this, okay? And think to yourself, when was the last time that you actually looked at your style and said wow, I need to revamp things, or, I want to present myself to the world differently, and I want to create myself in a new light. And your confidence on the exterior should come from the interior, from your heart, from your soul. And the way that you present yourself to the world, the way you fix yourself up, the way you adorn yourself isn't necessarily to appease other people, but it's about how you feel when you do this. So if you're in a place where you feel I really want to level up, I really want to change myself, look at how you present yourself and see if you can redefine your style, redefine how you put yourself together in a way that makes you step into the world and say, here I am, world, and be totally proud about that. Number 6 is specifically for my ladies out there. And I serve women. That's my business in general. That is my largest audience. But sometimes I get some men that watch this. But for my ladies out there, number 6 is something that's a little bit of a controversial subject. So I'm going to tread lightly with this one, okay? But getting in touch with my feminine core was a really important thing. And when I say that, I'm talking about masculine and feminine energy. I'm not talking about necessarily gender in that way. I'm talking about masculine and feminine energy. We all have that, men and women. Men have feminine energy, women have masculine energy. And you need masculine energy in your life as a woman to get things done. That's the doing energy. That's the go, go, go energy. That's the goal-oriented, goal-setting, and go grab life by the horns energy. And we are taught to operate in that all the time. And that's why so many of us are so stressed out. But what we don't learn, or what we are told to stifle, is our feminine energy and our ability to just sit back and to enjoy and to be in the moment and to feel our emotions and to really just feel and be, And when I started to pay attention to that, that was a huge game changer for me. So embracing my feminine core, meaning that I allowed myself to feel my emotions and to handle things in an intelligent way. Instead of bottling things up and letting them explode in anger or anything like that, I learned how to face myself, feel deeply, and then be able to express myself in a way to get my needs met in a healthy way. The other thing is it really made me focus on nurturing myself, caring for myself. Because when you fill your own cup and you are taken care of, then that cup can overflow into the other people in your life that need your help. And we are told to not do that. And I've done videos on this. I will go ahead and link them for you to explore this topic a little bit more. I call it being self-full versus selfish. But nurturing myself, nurturing the relationships around me and the people that I care about have been a crucial part of my glow up process and has really given me a sense of balance like I've never had before. So before you scoff at it, look into it. Stay to the very end of the video and I'm going to give you some more information because I wrote an ebook on this that I think you're going to love if you want to talk about this topic in deeper detail. Number 7 is an important thing for so many of you. And the biggest thing that I have done is really change my relationship with fitness. I love fitness. I absolutely do. I love to work out. I love to move my body. I love to look good. I love to feel good. But at some point that relationship got very disordered. And by that, I mean like there was just no balance for me. Like I was going to the gym like 6-7 days a week sometimes, 2-3 times a day. And a lot of that had to do with me competing and having to do that. But when I didn't have that life anymore, I felt so out of balance, like I could not get myself together. And the fitness industry, like despite all of the positive things about fitness, can really enhance people's neuroticism around exercise and diet in very unhealthy ways. How many of you out there right now are training 6-7 days a week, doing hours upon hours of cardio, working out like a maniac because you think that that's what's going to get you results, despite seeing that it's not really doing anything for your body? That's a disordered relationship with fitness. And if you really want to be successful in this game, you've got to repair that. You've got to change that. What did I do for me? Well, I'm a coach, I'm a fitness professional, so I kind of know how to navigate out of that. But really allowing myself to remember that recovery is important, taking care of yourself is important, rest is as important as the training. That has really been my saving grace. One of the things I want you guys to realize is that, look, at the end of the day, I'm human. And the reason why I can speak to you about this stuff is because I've been through it and I understand it. So take a step back, change your relationship with fitness, and I promise you, you'll probably see better results. You'll start enjoying this stuff again, and it'll be more balanced with your life as something that you can continue for the rest of your life, which is the point, right? Tip number 8 is directly related to tip number 7, and that is I embraced a more intuitive eating approach to nutrition. And that's something that I want you to do too in your glow up process. Again, the fitness industry is such a negative culprit in so many ways because that industry and the diet industry in and of itself is all about keeping you naive, to be honest with you, to keep you in the dark and to keep you confused. Like nobody ever really gives you answers about like how you should actually eat in order to see the changes that you want and then keep it forever. And really, it's not rocket science, it's science, but it's not anything that you shouldn't know and understand. With all the misinformation out there, it's no wonder so many people have like eating issues, eating disorders, have disordered relationships when it comes to food, emotional eating. It's really crazy stuff. In fact, if you're dealing with emotional eating, I did do a masterclass on that you can watch. I'll go ahead and post a link here for you to take a look at because I think this is an important thing that so many women are suffering from and they don't have any solutions. I have a video where we talk about the solutions for that. In any case, embracing intuitive eating in a way that you stop the food anxieties, you stop starving yourself, you start eating like a normal person, and you start seeing that you can have things in moderation and still get to your results. That has been such a crucial part of the process for myself in my glow up, in my fitness life level up, and it's something that I really drive home with a lot of my clients. Tip number 9 is something that we don't really talk about too much in the fitness realm, but I think it's super important, and that is having boundaries and standards around your fitness, your work, and your personal life. Here's the thing. How many times have there been people who throw you off your fitness game? Like, it's not even your fault. Like, things happen and people have expectations of you and you have obligations and you have all the intentions of doing all the things that you need to do for yourself, and then boom, they go right out the window. How many times have you allowed work obligations or this or that to come by and just throw you off your game and stop you from working out, stop you from eating well, and all that stuff? It happens to a lot of us. And one of the most important things that I had to learn how to do was learn how to use the word no. and put boundaries around the things in my life that meant something to me, to protect them. And my fitness was a part of that. We have such a hard time saying no as women. Like, so many of us allow people and things and situations to push us over, and we push our goals off to the back burner. But the question is that after years and years of doing that, how much longer are you going to allow that to happen? And the interesting thing is that when you start setting boundaries and standards around things in your life, you think that people are going to push back, and they might a little bit. But then when you stand firm about what you believe in and you stand your ground, they start to fall in line and actually respect your boundaries and standards. For instance, one of the things I tell my clients is to set standing appointments for their gym workouts. If you know that every day at 7 a.m. that you can go ahead and work out, and that is the time that you can dedicate an hour to 90 minutes of just being for you, write that in your book. Write that in your schedule and keep it as a standing appointment. And don't let anything move that off of your appointment schedule unless it's an absolute emergency. Just like you would do for a doctor's appointment, or if you had jury duty or something where you had to show up, everything else works around it, right? Having that kind of boundary and standard around your fitness life is so important if this is something that you want to do for the long term. So make sure that you do apply that. And in fact, it works so well that I have an actual course in my coaching program and on my membership site, in my membership program, where I help my rock stars to do just that. Again, stick around to the very end of this video if this sounds like something that would benefit you, because I'll tell you how you can get into it too. So you cannot move through this world and be fully present without truly loving who you are, without truly standing firmly in you and having confidence in the woman that you've become. And so everything that I do, every decision that I make is because I feel like it comes from a place where I feel like, yes, this is good for me. This is right for me. And self-love is that driving factor that is like the foundation of my glow up and why it matters so much to me. It has nothing to do with anybody else. Maybe even sometimes I'll say this, one of the catalysts for you to want to glow up could be something that happened because of someone else. Maybe you had a breakup. Maybe, you lost a job. Maybe you had some kind of a relationship, something or other of a person that thrust you into wanting to be different. And that's okay for it to let that be the start, but at some point you have to turn that inward and make it about you. So that way, even if that person never sees your glow up, even if they never become aware of it, it doesn't matter, because that glow up is going to help you to propel forward in your life regardless. The sad part is that not a lot of women love themselves, and they'll never learn what that feels like. And for me and my walk in fitness as a fitness professional, as someone that's been doing this for over 2 decades now, is that I help women to find that part of themselves, as fitness being the driving factor behind that, and to see how taking care of their bodies through training and nutrition can grow their confidence through the roof. So let self-love be the driving factor behind everything that you do. The reasons why you get up in the morning to go to that workout, or the reason why you prepare your meals for yourself, or the reasons why you're being super conscious about your health and going to the doctor, getting your hormonal levels checked and all that stuff. It's because you love you. And when you love you, you can be present for the other people in your life that are depending on you too. So that's it. I really hope that today's conversation was enlightening for you. I hope that it was inspiring for you more than anything. I want to thank you so much for sticking around to this end of this video. Please take a moment to give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Please do. And I'd love to hear your comments. Like, what are some ways that you've been able to glow up if you are in the process of this, or if you've done it before? How have these tips that I shared with you today, how do they impact you? Or how do you plan to put them in place for your life? Let's have a discussion about that. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you want to begin your own glow up journey, I have 3 ways I'm going to tell you about right now. The first way that you can go ahead and do that is by downloading my free ebook, Empowered Feminine Fitness. And in that ebook, I go a lot deeper into exactly what masculine and feminine energy is and how that relates to your fitness and to your entire life. And in that ebook, I'll also give you some step-by-step processes to getting yourself back in balance and to really get to the heart of the reasons why your goals are important to you, so you can start to see the results that you want to see. Come on by my website at roxierfitness.com/EFF ebook to get your free copy today. The second way that I can go ahead and give you some direct help, especially if you've been watching me for a while, I just opened my brand new shop online, where you can go ahead and get workout programs, training programs that are fully designed, workouts by body parts, nutrition e-courses, and so much more. I'll be having journal prompts, guided meditations, and more within the next couple of weeks. And finally, if you're a woman out there who knows that you are ready to take things to the next level when it comes to your training and your nutrition, and you know that you need someone by your side to do that, to keep you accountable and to walk this journey with you, to keep you encouraged and reaching your best, then I want to talk to you. Come to roxierfitness.com/VIP coaching. Go ahead and reserve a time to watch that video presentation where I break down the 4 types of clients that I work with. You'll be able to identify yourself in that. And then once you watch that video, go ahead and set up an appointment to speak with me for 30 minutes so we can discuss exactly what's been holding you back and what you need to do to get the solution and the results that you want. Now keep in mind that I do have programs for a number of budgets. Okay, so there's no excuse for you to not get started. In fact, in 2020, I'm looking to take on 20 new rock stars in January to lead them to their best bodies and their best lives through the next year, and hopefully set them up for the next decade. So come on over and get yourself in that mix. I want to definitely talk to you. All right, thank you so much for joining me, and I cannot wait to touch base with you again soon. Bye-bye.